17 drivers set to compete in the B final for X30 Junior. Let's take you through the starting grid one last time here on Saturday. Local time just gone, 5:15 here in France. And it's going to be Brian Benarens and Jules Decoune that will start on the front row of the grid. Milan Chekin and Denis Kozlowski that will round out row 2. Finn Alberts and Lucas Smets due to start on row 3. Row 4, Tom Grosjean and Tom Anderleesten. Leo Ardouin and Harry Myers round out the top 10, followed by Sacha Diquet and Kiana Joly Optov. Then it's Bruce Rambert, Gert de Vries, Matthias Mouche, Levi Papp and Noah Podkins. And they will go around this 1,450 metre circuit for 14 minutes plus an additional lap. So the final formation lap gets underway here. What a couple of days it's been so far. We've still got day 3 to go tomorrow, where the live stream will start at around about 1:05 in the afternoon. And we will welcome the rest of the Yami Series Benelux family to see how they fare over a very compact race day. But one more race concluding the X30 Junior and X30 Senior stage of this third way of the third way point through the season. So 1/3 completed, and we go to the double header at Karting Genk on the 25th and the 26th of July for round 3 of the season. So for the final time today, we are revs up, lights out, we're underway, and it's 3-way wide for the lead going into turn 1. Oh, this is getting close, and a spin, 1 goes off, 2 clatter into each other. Oh, Tom Anderleesten has decided to non-start the B final, so we'll secure some championship points. Got a bit too close for comfort there on that opening exchange, if I'm completely honest. So, yeah, Lucas Smets is the one that's having to try and come back, and has just lost a big amount of time, the best part of 6+ seconds after that opening exchange. Meant that Smets would be the one that would have to regain composure a little bit. 2 wide going into turn 8. But Brian Benarens looks to have pulled an early advantage over the remainder of the field as they come round to complete the opening lap here at Racing Kart JPR. And Brian Benarens' lead after the opening lap is 0.7 of a second. And Milan Chekin is 0.7 behind, a little bit further back. We've got a great little battle happening with Jules Decoune, who I think has just dropped down to, let's be 5th. Oh, someone's just gone off at turn 4 and has just ended up doing the muddy joker lap here at Ostricourt. There are several places where it can be facilitated for that to happen. But some drivers, you know, just having to use that chronic case of understeer going into corners, and sometimes that can be easier said than done to negotiate your way around a circuit that is still very, very green, still very, very slick with a lot of residual surface water on it. So there's one driver struggling going through the chicane, and the kart is slowing. Oh, now who is that? Bruce Van Boer, I believe, or was that? Oh no, it was Shirt de Vries. Was it Shirt de Vries who's just crossed the line? No, it wasn't. It was Bruce Van Boer who's lost about 5 seconds to the rest of the field after that moment has just transpired. That's a real shame there for the Dutch driver. So Shirt de Vries, I think for KCL Racing, has dropped down a little bit. So that's a bit of a difficult pill to swallow. As we've got the 159. That's Levi Papp, who started down in 15th position. Well, would have been 16th had there not been a non-start from Tom Anderleesten for the WJS Racing kart team. But Brian Bennerens, Chicken and Finn Albers round out your top 3 at the moment. Mechanical black flag. Now that could be, oh, that's Matisse Mouche, the Luxembourger, I think, who might have just parked it. And yeah, that kart is dropping down the order. Lorenzo Notorigo has also dropped. So Notorigo might have parked it in the pit lane as well. Yeah, Notorigo. Who was down in 53rd position following the ranking after heat, so that would have been 17th place. So down to 15 runners and riders. Harry Myers in the 109 Kart Republic Optima Performance entry was trying to make up some positions. He started 10th, now runs in 13th. Levi Papp is the driver with the most places gained and is currently running P7, 5 seconds off of the race leader. Milan Chekin is the fastest driver out on the circuit, 1:14.768. Finn Albers not that far behind either. 2 drivers that have finally broken under the 1 minute 15 second barrier. Lucas Smets fastest overall in sector 1. Milan Chekin is the fastest driver over the opening and final sector. Another new fastest lap. Gap now down between Brian Bennerens and Milan Chekin is 7/10. There's Finn Albers just behind on the privateer Tony kart entry. So Milan Chekin representing this very circuit. Racing Kart JPR, they do have their own squad. So it's nice to see their drivers take part in a series such as EMA Series Benelux. Levi Papp has just got past Leo Hardouin for the KHUB Arras Karting Red Speed 140, who's just received the warning board. So is Sacha Decay in the SRS entry, running on the Lando Norris chassis, representing Belgium. So we are 50 seconds away from hitting half-time, and the DFK 171 Kart Republic of Brian Bennerens, one of the rookies, is still leading, but Milan in the 170 Cosmic is closing in. Oh, the youngster from France trying to get a possible move on the Belgian through into turn 3. Really closed up under braking, but you can see the old school Nassau panel on that Cosmic chassis. And you can see that exactly on the OTK behind the Tony kart. They're running the good old hot dog Nassau panels. Like literally you could put a hot dog between the gap on the Nassau panel, hence why the nickname was given. But with how chassis development and aerodynamics are coming back into karting, we did have quite a lot of that happen. So 6¼ minutes to go. Finn Alba's really starting to pick up the pace on the Tony kart now. And closing in on Chicken for second place. Top three recovered by just under 9½ tenths. And Alba's might be looking at a lunge. Maybe not through into turn 6 and 7, maybe into turn 8. So you can actually, we've seen it quite a few times. You can throw it to the inside, but no, Finn Alba's trying to go through at turn 7. Oh, nearly a clash of sidewalls between the pair. But 170 holds the racing line and decides to. That's very interesting. We haven't seen many drivers this weekend avoid the chicane, but the 170 did so. I've seen it before, as I said when we started things off yesterday. Finn Albers has got through. Chicken now trying to get back up the inside of the 118 from the Netherlands for second position, but there have been times when we have seen technical misfortune happen. I still remember a young Belgian clattering over that, and it bumped the chain off the sprocket and stopped the engine in its tracks, and then he kicked the side pod 7 or 8 times in frustration. Checking now through, back on Finn Albers for second place. Into the last 4 minutes and 50 seconds plus an additional lap we go here in X30 Junior, and also of the second day of competitive action here at Ostricourt. And Finn Albers really close up to the back bumper of the 170, gets a good run out of turn 7 into turn 8. Now watch this approach again. Does the 170 avoid the bumps on the curbs? No, goes over the curbs this time. Carries a little bit more speed in comparison to Finn Albers through the exit of it. Meantime, Brian Benarens rounds out lap 8 with just over 3 minutes and 40 to go plus an additional lap, a lead of nearly 1.7 seconds over Milan Cekin and Finn Albers, the leading rookie in this race so far. We've had, looks like we're going to have 3 retirees. I think Jed de Vries is out, as well as Lorenzo Notarigo and Mathis Mouche. Jed de Vries hasn't gone any further than lap 8 and did not go past the timing beam coming halfway through the chicane on that particular tour. So we're down to 14 runners and riders. They're rounded out by Harry Myers from the United Kingdom. Okay. Sacha Duquet has just received the 5-second time penalty from race control. Jed de Vries has now had the blue square of doom alongside their number on the timing screen. Finn Albers is really starting to try and close that gap in the 9 stages of this race. 1 minute 14.214 for the Dutch driver on the privateer Tony kart. That gap could be getting closer and closer by every single corner. Was over 2 tenths quicker than Brian Benarens in the opening sector. Was slightly slower in sector 2. No, actually, was 0.34 of a second quicker. Oh, but Milan Chekin, I think, has made a bit... Well, I'm not too sure if it was Milan Chekin who hasn't made... I'm not too sure if there was someone who made a bit of an error through into the chicane. So, 3 laps to go in the last final of the weekend for X30 Junior. And Finn Albers, last time round, was nearly half a second quicker than Benarens in the 171. So, Sacha Duquet gets a 5-second time penalty post-race. Push to pass is the reasoning. So, at the moment, that would put Duquet down to 9th behind Cyril Grosjean in the number 19. So, now confirmed is the retirement for Shed de Vries in the number 25. So 2 laps to go. Gap now. Well, that was another 3.5 tenths of a second taken out of the race leader. Finn Albers is within 6 tenths of Brian Benarens. So the Dutch driver closing in on the Belgian, with the young French driver Milan Chekin rounding out the top three. Top 3 covered by around about a second and a half. The timer has hit 0, so next time round we will have 1.45 kilometres of competitive racing action here on day 2 out of 3 for the second round of the season. And Finn Albers is closing. He was right up close and personal, and I think maybe at the top right-hand corner of the circuit might be the opportunity that Finn Albers has been waiting for. Now they go hurtling at breakneck speed. To the outside swings Albers. Benarens tight to the apex. It's going to be one more lap to go. And for Finn Albers, this is going to be now or never. Has got to tee it up. Don't try and push the envelope too quickly. But now he's going to dive to the inside on the final corner. And on the final lap, new change of race leader. Finn Albers leads. Brian Benarens trying to go up the inside through turn 1 on the 13th and final lap. And Albers carries enough momentum round the outside to hold on to the race lead. Great anticipation there from Finn Albers to get through on Brian Benarens through that final corner on the penultimate lap of all places. What a time, what a decision to make to let that thing happen. And it just happened naturally. Albers was closing in rather quickly. And gets a little bit sideways, bumping onto the curb as we head to the top right-hand corner of the circuit for the final time here on day 2. And Chekin trying to close in on Brian Benarens for that second place. But Finn Albers struck at the right place, right time, final corner, penultimate lap. And that is going to bring the 1-1-8 on the privateer Tony Cut out of the final corner. And Finn Albers wins the B final. Brian Benarens and Milan Chekin round out your top 3. We did have a 5-second post-race penalty being indicated on the Digi flag. Looks to be, well, I think it was the 41 that's the number that came up. But Finn Albers wins the final race out of 25 over the past 2 days by just over 0.97 of a second ahead of Brian Benarens. Milan Chekin rounds out the top 3. 3 different nations in the top 3. The Netherlands, Belgium and France. Jules de Koen, Denis Kozlowski makes it 4 nations in the top 5 representing Germany. Ahead of Lucas Metz, Cyril Grosjean, Sacha Duquet, Kiana Joly Optov, Noah Podkins making the most positional gains from 17th
to 10th ahead of Leo Hardouin, Bruce Rambert, Levi Papp and Harry Myers rounding out the 14 finishers. Lap 8, we lost Jed de Vries. Lap 2, Lorenzo Notorigo and Matty Smoosh with Tom Anderleaston, a non-starter. What a wonderful sight that two of the drivers that have made it to the checkered flag, Leo Hardouin and Bruce Rambert, have managed to clock the drone that has been providing us with some fantastic aerial footage over the past 2 days so far. Well, that concludes our on-track activities for day 2 out of 3 here at Racing Kart JPR in Ostricourt in France.